If you're an entrepreneur, it's time to get off the treadmill and find your path to affluence. In this episode of the Affluent Entrepreneur Show, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to draw you a picture. I'm going to show you what you need and what might be missing on your road to living the life of an affluent entrepreneur. I will see you in the episode. All right, welcome back. Welcome to this episode. We're going to talk about the whole idea of being an entrepreneur. Let's just talk. Because here's the thing. I know for me, I got into entrepreneurship. Well, originally, my very first entrepreneurial endeavor was at 11 years old. 11 years old, I actually started doing magic shows for kids' birthday parties. I fell in love with magic. I watched a movie with my dad. I was sitting there. I remember sitting in the den watching a movie with Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis. Tony Curtis was playing Harry Houdini. I was fascinated with the idea that this guy, no boxes, no chains, could control him and hold him, and straitjackets. I was just fascinated. And so I started to read everything I possibly could about Harry Houdini. And the more I read, the more I realized he was an entrepreneur, he was innovative, he was creative, he was a showman. And that moved me into trying to understand magic. And I used to literally take the bus, we called it the Rapid Transit District, RTD, back then, across the valley to the magic shop. And I would spend during the summer, I would spend the afternoons, probably 2 to 4 hours in the magic shop, learning magic, talking magic, just soaking it all in. And then I would go home, and I did this every summer for a little while. And then someone walked in and was talking to the owner of the shop and talking about the idea. They said, I have a couple of gigs this week and this and that. And when he left, I looked at the owner. I said, "What's a gig? What do you mean a gig?" He says, "Oh, it means a show. He gets paid to do shows." And I looked at him. I said, "I could get paid to do magic?" And he said, "Oh yeah, absolutely." I said, "How do we do that?" So he talked with me about it, and that night I went back and I kind of created a show, a 25-minute magic show that I could take and go and do at birthday parties for kids. Now back then I did it as a clown. My mom actually made the clown outfit for me, and I would dress as a clown. I would do the animal balloons. I did all of that. I got paid $50 for half an hour. $50 for an 11-year-old. Back in 1972, that was a lot of money, okay? But here's the thing that it did. It got me to realize that this idea of being able to do what you love and have an impact on someone's life, either bringing them joy, happiness, laughter, entertainment, or solving a problem, or improving their condition, that really excited me. Because I saw that when I was doing that for the kids, they were happy, they were having fun. And when I would go to the hospital and do it for kids that were healing from injuries and stuff, I saw what it had for them. And so I got that bug of entrepreneurship. And maybe that's you. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're looking at things and you're saying, the reason I'm doing the work that I'm doing is because of something that happened in my life. Because of something that I see in the world that I want to correct. Because of some cause, because of some mission, because of something. And so we go into this space of being an entrepreneur with that perspective, to solve a problem, to improve the human condition, to have an impact. We also go into it with the idea of creating potentially wealth and having freedom and having control. I'm gonna bring you to my iPad for a second so you can see the graphic here as we do this. But this is what it starts to look like is that we have a dream of control and freedom, and so we create this business machine that was born out of an idea to serve. But here's what ends up happening, what slaps us in the face pretty quickly, is we start to realize that, oh my gosh, I have no control. I have no freedom. I might have some cash flow. But here's the truth of it all. The fact is that your business was never meant to give you freedom. Never meant to give you freedom. But we don't figure that out until it's too late. And we find ourselves burned out, broken down, and ruined. That happened to me until a friend of mine sat back and said, how much is enough? And we feel like we're always on the treadmill. If I'm not running, if I'm not working, I'm not making money. I'm not building something. Maybe that's you right now. Maybe you're looking at it and saying, I'm working so hard just to keep the wheels on. That's what I call a treadmill entrepreneur. And the only way we see ourselves as making more money with the possibility of getting out of that treadmill, off of that treadmill, is to run faster, run harder, run longer. The problem with that is that it leads to burnout. It leads to breakdown. It leads to ruin. It leads to crash and burn. Maybe you've been there. I had just had a conversation, a great conversation with a new friend, but he's going to be a dear friend, Jude Charles, about the burnout that he hit, where he literally couldn't get out of bed. He was frozen. I don't want that. I don't want that for anyone. That's not why we went into business. That's not why we are entrepreneurs, to be a treadmill entrepreneur. So what we need to look at is, so what's the difference? Well, the name of the show is The Affluent Entrepreneur. I want you to become an affluent entrepreneur. What does that entail? Well, we come back at it with the idea, but we realize something. We realize that what the business was meant to do was not give us control and freedom, but it was there to create a solution and have an impact and generate profits, not freedom. So when we figure that out, we then start to understand that there's something else to be done, because it's what we do with these profits that we build the money machine that starts to drive the things that we do. And now all of a sudden, as an affluent entrepreneur, you see yourself living life on your terms, because the money machine is where the freedom. Let me present this to you another way, okay? If we look at it this way, you're building a business machine as an entrepreneur. It's about figuring out, you're going to put inputs in. You're going to do some things. That's what these gears are. You're going to do some things in the business, and you're a business owner. The objective or the priorities for this is that you're there to optimize the systems and optimize your profits. This is one of the aspects of the affluence blueprint that we work with within the generate pillar, to really start to do that, because then we optimize the profits, which leads us to getting some cash flow out. Okay, getting some cash flow out. We understand that the objective to this side of the equation, to the business owner, is about the impact, the solutions, and the profits. That's our focus. It's not about wealth. It's not about freedom. It's not about any of that. And if we misplace wealth and freedom and control all in the business, we will find ourselves on the treadmill. And when we understand the next stage of this, because we realize that we want to go from business owner to affluent entrepreneur, we want to build ourselves, which means that instead of focusing on this, we actually need to come up and start to have an affluence mindset. Okay? Now, affluence doesn't mean opulence. Affluence means something else, and I'll hook up a video that explains it to you. And money is only one of the 4 things that affluence means. But it is something that is far greater than just material things that create opulence. But we, as an affluent entrepreneur with an affluence mindset, we realize, wait a second, I've got a business machine right here, but I need to do something more. I need to create a money machine, a wealth machine, okay? And when I create that outside the business, we now are focused on that, optimizing our assets and optimizing our time. In other words, we get our time back. because the money machine is totally focused on freedom, legacy, and affluence. See, here's the way this works. We have inputs that go in. This is our effort. This is effort, money, time, expertise. I mean, you name it. It's all going in. It's all going in. It's going to spit out some cash flow. If we push it through the money machine, guess what? Now the money gets multiplied without the same level of effort. We get our time back. We have to build that machine, because on the other side of this, our money is working harder for us than we did for it. Here's the thing that most entrepreneurs miss. You actually need both of these. If we build one, we find ourselves being that treadmill entrepreneur. But when we build both, connecting them, this is when we get our control back. This is when we get our freedom. This is when we get our time back. We start to look at things and measure things based on our ability to control the moments in our life, the time in our life, and to do it in that way. But that requires us to look at business differently. That requires us to look at our journey as an entrepreneur differently. That requires us to sit back and say, I don't want to be a treadmill entrepreneur. I realize that my business is there to have an impact, to create a solution, to improve the human condition, and to create a profit. Let me optimize the profits. Let me optimize the systems to allow those profits to optimize. And then let me use those profits to fund my current lifestyle, but also at the same time to build the money machine, the wealth machine, because embedded in the wealth machine is my freedom, my control, my options, my choice, the ability to live by my terms, to decide, do I want to work? Do I not want to work? Do I want to take that project on? Do I not want to take that project on? To be safe if something happens and you can't work anymore, if you have a health scare like I did with a cancer, to be able to go, that's okay. Our lifestyle is taken care of. Our world is taken care of because I built this money machine, this wealth machine over here, and it's going to give us the cash to continue to do the things. And when you have that wealth machine, that money machine over here, you actually get to live a get to life instead of a have to life. I want you to look at it as if you sit back and say, I get to work and do the things I love. I get to be behind the causes, the charities, the movements, the missions, versus I have to go to work. That's a treadmill. The other is affluence. I want you to live an affluent life. If I can help you in any way, I hope that this illustration starts to bring this home, get you to start to think differently. It may not be easy because of your current circumstances, but it's simple when you have the proper priorities, the proper processes, the proper principles to make it happen. And realize this, financial freedom, it is your birthright. Let's go out and claim it. I've been called, I believe, in this new season of my life after the cancer to help people see what I saw, to bring it to life in their world, to build their money machine from their business so they have the freedom, they have the time, they have the ability to live a truly affluent life. And if I can help you on that journey, please let me know. Reach out to me, keep in touch with me. Let's stay on this journey together. Okay? And I have something that I think will help you. And I want to give it to you for free. Here's the deal. I'm doing a special exclusive once a year live training experience called the Affluent Entrepreneur Live. And it's not starting until September 15th. It's coming your way. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to grab your seat now. And when you do that right now, grab your seat by going to affluencelive.com. I'm going to also gift you my 10-day money momentum training. Okay? 10 days, we're going to work on money mindset stuff. We're going to get some things done and we're going to keep you moving forward. I'm going to gift that to you, no charge. I want you at the event. I want you in the training. I want you in the community because I want you to find your pathway to financial freedom and affluence while you're having the impact that you want, creating the life you deserve, and living it each and every day. Okay? Until we get a chance to see each other on another session, another episode, another video, or on the road to success, always strive to live a life that outlives you.